Yo, 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 yo. Pronounce it like the letter, don't say it at all. It's your boy S. Scott Bars, along with the dynamic salute, Southern King, Darkwing Dub. Ring ropes and turnbuckle, man. Hey, tonight is the Backlash 2026 review, WWE. The ups and downs and everything in between. We gonna talk that talk coming up next.
Strength is like powerhouse, dangerous slam, surgical, can't repair once I break every limb. The general, which ring you prefer, I defend, cause the ruler always preys on the food in his hand. I'm telling you, fam, my entourage is definitely stacked. Don Callis, I'm related to every wolf in my pack. Diesel like Shaq, I'm always outside for the script. Light it up, we take the ring, no fear in our eyes. Gold on my shoulder, fire in the sky. Hear the crowd get loud, we were born to rise. Bars in the zone, Doug keeps the pace. Otter with the plan, we control the space. This is greatness, nothing less. Turn the pressure to success. We're
This is the Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle Podcast, your home for real pro wrestling talk.
Soon, Bang Out Club will meet their fate. We have a secret weapon, someone from Lisa Bang Out's past, just in case she tries to get involved in our business. Meet our insurance policy.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, we the champs. Thanks for listening. We gone.
You want the best? You're looking at her. This ain't just a sport, it's a lifestyle. Welcome to the Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle Podcast. We are the champions of wrestling talk.
Please stand by.
Now, here's your host for Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle Podcast, the insightful S. Scott Bars, wrestling media in the dynamic salute, Darkwing Dub.
We back. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell for more content. Backlash 2026 is in the books, man. It's in the books. What was your thoughts?
Well, overall, I thought it was a very solid PLE. I thought Backlash was better than at least night one of WrestleMania. And it was probably one of the more solid PLEs that we've seen so far in 2026 from WWE. I know we'll get into it, but I mean, there was some stuff here and there that could have been better, but for the most part, I mean, it was a pretty solid PLE.
Yeah, I agree, man. I know, like, as of late, we've been really, really tough on WWE content and stuff like that. But we gotta we gotta be fair and give credit when credit is due. So it wasn't a bad PLE at all. I think everything was timed better than what it normally is. I think. This could be me. It could be me bugging, but were the ads a little bit shorter than normal?
Yeah, the amount of ads was cut. It felt like significantly cut. So, I mean, I know they claim that they do whatever they want. They don't listen to the fans, but this was like a all around gripe, especially with WrestleMania. Like the ads it was just too much. And I feel like they did a good job at tapering that.
Yeah, I definitely think they did a good job with simmering it down a little bit because, let's be for real, the ads can be pretty exhausting. And for the simple fact that you try to pay attention to the match and then all of a sudden an ad just pops up out of nowhere, it's annoying. Like I don't want to keep saying I understand the ads pay the bills or whatever, but I'm not trying to see like a good 5 or 10 minutes of ads before you get back to the match, or before the match starts, or while the person is coming to the ring, you drawing out the ring entrance so then you can finish the ads. I ain't trying to see all that, man. Like, get right to the action. Let us watch our show. So yeah, I think they did a pretty good job with that. I thought I was bugging at first, but I see they, whether they like it or not, they are listening to the fans, because the fans is what pay their bills. So for that, you can see they listen just a teeny weeny bit, but yeah, we'll see what happens moving forward.
I mean, we got some PLEs coming up between now and SummerSlam, so we'll see if they keep the ads tapered down, and then when SummerSlam comes around in August, we'll see if they go back to the WrestleMania way of doing ads, because I think SummerSlam is supposed to be a 2-night event. Am I correct? Or
I believe they're making SummerSlam 2 nights now. Yeah.
so we'll see if we get the same setup that, yeah, SummerSlam is Saturday, August 1st and Sunday, August 2nd. So it's a 2-night event. So I think if they're going to do these 2-night PLEs, they're going to have to add more matches. Keep the commercials or the ads at a minimum, and add more matches. There was no reason to see Asuka and Iyo could have been on WrestleMania. I mean, let's be serious, and it'd have been probably one of the best matches on WrestleMania. So they're going to have to start adding more matches if they're going to be doing these 2-night PLEs.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, because that match they had tonight was pretty decent. I don't know why they put it on Backlash. Like, I feel like that's like disrespectful. Like, am I tripping? Like, I feel like that's kind of disrespectful. Why would you put that match on Backlash? That definitely should have been a Mania match. That could have replaced what match on Mania didn't really need to be on Mania. Like, there was at least one or two that didn't belong there, that they could have replaced it with that. But that's water under the bridge now. So
yeah, we're past that now. Truth be told, I mean, the way WrestleMania went and the way tonight went, it's probably best that it ended up tonight instead of on WrestleMania, because they got time to tell their story.
yeah,
Tell the story.
yeah, true. That I agree. So let's get into the first match of the night. You got the match card in front of you.
Oh, got the match card right here, cuz.
Okay.
Got it right here.
Okay, so match card.
I'm not
match.
old like you.
Oh boy, hey man, hey, they wish old looked this good. You know what I'm saying? You got people out here thinking I'm 60. If I'm 60, then I'm definitely aging pretty well. You know what I'm saying? That's for sure. I'm definitely aging pretty well if I'm 60. But yeah. First match of the night was Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins. You want to go first?
Yeah.
Or go ahead. Go
Well,
ahead.
we know that the first hour of Backlash was held on ESPN2. Looks like we're going to be getting more of this going forward, where first hour or so is going to be on one of the ESPN channels, whether if it's one or two. I would say that, it was a little. We had a few mess ups. You could tell that Braun was he was a little rusty from his time off. And you could tell that Seth was trying to keep up a little bit. He looked like he still wasn't quite back from his hiatus whenever he had his messed up shoulder. But all in all, I mean, honestly, I thought the back and forth they had, the time, had to be around 20 to 30 minutes because they only had 2 matches on the first hour. So it had to be anywhere between 20 and 30 minutes. So I would say this match was a good way to kick it off.
Yeah, I agree with you. It wasn't a bad match. You definitely could tell, like, they were a little rusty. Um, if I'm not mistaken, Seth being as fast as he is, he did seem a little bit like, a little teeny weeny bit slow, just a teeny weeny bit, behind. But we understand why he was looking a little sluggish. You know what I'm saying? He hadn't wrestled in what, like 6 months. He hadn't been in the ring for like 6 months. He was healing. Braun, the same thing. Like he seemed a little off, just a teeny weeny bit as far as his explosion. But you did see once he started getting into his groove, you did see like, yeah, this dude has like speed demon type of speed. You know what I'm saying, for his size, especially when he hopped up that one part and then and did that spear. That was like quick as hell, like just like that. So you've seen a little bit of snafus here and there, but overall, it wasn't nothing that threw off the match. The match was okay. It was all right.
Yeah, I will say that if Braun Breaker is going to continue to do the Frankensteiner like that, he might want to continue to work on it because the last few times that we've seen him trying to, just climb the ropes like a ladder and then hop up and do his little thing and do the Frankensteiner, it hasn't looked too good. So either he's going to have to continue to work on it or he's going to have to figure out another way to do the Frankensteiner.
Yeah, he could probably possibly modify it, and what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that might be if he can't match. Because let's be for real, he's almost 260. He's straggling the fences of a super heavyweight, right? So when you are jumping that high to get something off, the impact it hurts a lot more than what it would for a person small, because your weight, the weight is pulling you down a lot faster than it would somebody that's lighter than you. So so when he does that, he has to be mindful of his head, and he gotta be mindful of the person that he's taking over the top with him. So you know what I mean? All those things play a big factor. So when he does that move, you gotta make sure you land safe. And some of the times when he has done it in the past, it's either a hit or miss. So I don't know, like, if that's something that he's going to continue to put in his arsenal. He might have to modify it. He might have to talk to his unc and be like, "Hey, listen, is there any way I could modify this move and make it, safer? Because like you could easily break your neck, like doing the Frankenstein like that. Not like his uncle did it, but like what he's doing, you know."
I don't understand why he doesn't adopt he's adopted the Frankensteiner, but why not the Steiner recliner?
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
would make
that'd
more
be a lot
sense.
safer on him too.
I think that would make a lot more sense. Not just that, I feel like being, his father was more of the grounded type of wrestler. His uncle was more of the grounded but high flyer in between. His father didn't really do a lot of those death defying moves like his uncle did. So since he's a hybrid between his uncle and his pops, I feel like he should possibly like adapt a little bit more of his pops moves, because being that size and doing all that, like, not for nothing, we know super heavyweights nowadays can high fly and do a lot of that stuff. But in his case, it doesn't seem like something that he does that often. You know what I mean? When we seen Scott Steiner do a lot of the moves he was doing. He was doing those moves in his younger days too, and he was still brolic, but he was still doing those moves. It's similar to what Brian Cage do. Brian Cage is a big dude, but he can high fly, so it was similar to that. He was very limber on his feet, but with Braun, I don't think he's as limber as his uncle. So I feel like he should just adapt to what the style of his pops and maybe mix it up a little bit because he is athletic. So maybe mix it up a little bit and, so then that way he could be safer because, you know, next time he do that Frankensteiner, you know what I'm saying, he could possibly, hurt himself, you know.
Yeah, I agree. I do feel like the right person won. This match was a good way to get Braun back into the groove of things. This is probably going to be something that we're going to see all the way up into SummerSlam, back and forth between the two, where the end of it comes at SummerSlam. I gave the match a B plus.
Yeah, I gave the match a B. It's a solid B. Yeah, nothing else behind it or after it. Just a solid B. Yeah.
All right. Next, we had for the U.S. title match, the Trick Williams versus Sami Zayn.
Okay.
Which
You want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
Go for it.
All right. So I'm gonna try to speed it up real quick. So all right. So it was okay. I'm not saying it was the best, but it was okay. I did notice Yachty took a lot of bumps in this. He got thrown around a little bit. So I do appreciate the fact that he's trying to show that he's serious about being a professional wrestler. But I do have a few gripes though. I do see he made a few errors in between. He seemed like he was unsure of himself. He made things a little bit too obvious. Like the time when he turned around like that, we could tell we could tell that you turn around waiting for him to hit you. It could have been a way that he did it and not make it so obvious. You know what I'm saying? Like play your character into it. So he did it looking at Sammy like this, and then finally Sammy came around. Maybe he could have just how you acting and then you're doing a certain scene and you're not making it so obvious that you're doing the scene, that you're acting the scene, but you're acting the scene. Cause I could just imagine how it looked in person, but if I could tell on camera that you waiting for something to happen, I feel like that's not good. You know what I'm saying? Like, why, I shouldn't be able to tell, even though we watch enough wrestling to know something's about to happen, I shouldn't be able to tell right away. So, I mean, that's one of the gripes I had with that. Overall, I thought the match was cool. Sammy really made Trick look good in this match. You know what I mean? He sold a lot. Trick sold a lot too. He sold a lot better than what I expected him to. Being put in these type of high profile situations. So the match was solid. I wouldn't say it was top tier or anything like that. I wouldn't say it was, anything. It was a solid match, maybe something for a Monday Night Raw. I wouldn't have put it on a Backlash, but that's just me. So I gave it a solid C.
It was all right. You can tell that they're eventually going to get Yachty in the ring. It was all right, though. I mean, I really have nothing to say. I know all I'm waiting to see is how they're going to pull this Trick Williams versus Carmelo Hayes, because we know that's coming. It's either that or Ilya Dragunov. But I gave it a C. I have nothing. I have nothing more on that. The only reason why it was on the PLE is because it was for the United States Championship.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah, I agree. I agree. Um, yeah, I really ain't got nothing much to say about that match. That I mean, it is what it is with that one. Yeah.
Next, huh? I don't know what to go with this one. Oh, I will say I'm glad they didn't do anything with that stupid gingerbread thing they had going on. I'm glad they finally put that to rest, because oh my gosh, it was getting early '90s Monday Night Raw style with that,
Yeah,
and
really? Monday Night Raw, early '90s.
early '90s, they had all like the Doink the Clowns and the off the wall characters that they had back then, like uh Dr. Yankum, DDS, like
Isaac
Jack
Jenkins.
Isaac Yankum, yeah,
Yeah.
DDS. That's the kind of feeling I was getting with that whole gingerbread thing. Like, and that's why WCW came in hard the way they did, and why WCW was able to take off, because WWF at that time was still doing those cookie cutter style, characters, and people were ready for more of like a real life characters. And then when the NWO hit the scene, oh man, this is what everybody's been waiting on, and that's when WCW took off.
Mhm.
It's almost like what AEW doing right now. You doing this gingerbread thing, and people are looking elsewhere to see if they have more of like what they would consider real life, and then boom, you switch over to AEW. It's like, oh man, this is what I'm waiting on.
Yeah, you mentioned AEW. If you really look at it, even though WCW was around for a minute before they actually became like real solid competition for WWE, WWF at the time, AEW's trying, it basically not trying, but they have taken the same blueprint. If you really think about it, they really took the same blueprint. Like, how many years has AEW been around? What, 7 right now? Okay,
Hmm.
so I don't know. I can't recall off the top of my head, how long WCW was around. Um, but I know they were around in the late '80s because I remember seeing a few matches. Um, but what I'm saying with that is that they kind of take the same blueprint from them because how long, look at what's happening right now. The trajectories is changing, and AEW is launching right now. They're taking off. They're basically, they're the must see TV, much like what WWE was back in the day. That's what AEW is now. They're the must see TV, So I'm I agree with that analogy that you said. I agree with that.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. I'm glad that they didn't do this gingerbread thing coming out to Backlash. I'm glad they put it to rest on SmackDown, and we can move on to bigger and better things for Trick, whether if that's Carmelo Hayes, Ilya Dragunov, or whatever the case may be. That follows through with the next match was one that probably could have been saved for Raw or SmackDown. Most definitely was Danhausen and a mystery partner versus Miz and Kit Wilson. Yeah, I'll just flat out say I gave this an F. Um, Especially when we saw who Danhausen's mystery partner was, and it was just a little person. Looked like somebody that could have been from AAA, which is fine. It's fine. But that again goes back to um, early '90s WWF with some of these characters. Like, this is not what people want to see, and if you're going to put that on a PLE, you're losing. Like, that could have been left off the card as a whole. You could have had the Intercontinental title on there or tag titles on there, something. But Danhausen and a little person, nothing wrong with the little person. That's not the part that bothers me. What bothers me is the fact that they built this up to where it was going to be something big or something halfway decent, I should say, not big, something halfway decent. And then it wasn't. Like, I believe they're like the betting favorite to be Danhausen's partner was CM Punk. Like, I would have been okay with this match being on the PLE if it was CM Punk. Outside of that, Jelly Roll and any other person that was on the betting sites that was going to be Danhausen's partner. Outside of that, keep it on Raw, SmackDown. I mean, the little guy, he performed well. He really did. He performed. It was a solid performance by him. But again, it could have been saved for Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah, I ain't going front, man. I fell asleep on that match. I really did. I fell asleep on it. And that's no hit or nothing to them, the wrestlers in the match. It's just that I don't think it should have been on a PLE. This is what I'm gonna say about Danhausen, right? Danhausen is the WWE's version of the Philly Fanatic. That's what Danhausen is. He's going to make the money. He's going to do all the appearances. He's going to sell out the billboards. He's going to do the T-shirts and take pictures with the kids. That's what Danhausen's there for. Now, can Danhausen actually wrestle? Yes, if you watched him on the Indies, he's a phenomenal wrestler. As far as what they want him to do in WWE, I'm sorry, folks, you're not going to see that. If you do see that one day, I'll be very surprised. I seen somebody put a post up, Danhausen versus the Demon Finn Balor. No, that's never going to happen. Danhausen versus Papa Shango. No, that will never happen. Danhausen versus Doink the Clown. Absolutely not. That's not going to happen. Look, I'm telling you, that ain't going to happen. That's no, not going to happen. It's not happening. So if that's what you guys are looking for, nah. That's not happening. But I tell you what will happen, though. He's going to make WWE a lot of money. He's not going to be taking that many bumps. He ain't going to be wrestling no 5-star Iron Man matches. We not seeing that. But we will see him doing a lot of Make-A-Wishes. We're going to see that. Him taking a lot of pictures. Him making appearances at Comic-Cons on behalf of WWE. Him traveling the world. Yes, we're going to see that. He's going to make a lot of money without having to hurt himself. And I ain't even going to knock him for it. That's all I got to say about that. I ain't even got nothing to say about the match. That's what I got to say about that.
I watched it. I gave it an F. Didn't belong. We could have had Penta could have been on there. We could have had tag team titles. We know the Street Profits are going for the tag team titles. So why not have the tag team titles up for grabs? Street Profits versus the Vision. Hell, I'd have been okay with Solo versus Damian Priest. I mean, but nah, this wasn't it. This wasn't it.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
That kind of match took away from a pretty solid PLE. Well, now that the stank is over with, Iyo versus Asuka. Have at it.
Man, they told a terrific story in this match. If you guys have not watched them when they were in Japan, then you guys missed out because these women have wrestled each other like thousands and thousands of times over the course time span of their careers. They know each other very well. They have a sisterhood outside of professional wrestling like no other. So I can see why it was so emotional for Asuka as far as having that match. They told a lot. That honestly was the best match on the card. Honestly, um, I feel like that match should have been on a bigger PLE, but I understand why it wasn't on a bigger PLE because, like you said off camera, if it was on a bigger PLE, they probably wouldn't have had the time to tell the story throughout the match. So I get it. That match was fire. That match was fire. I won't be surprised if that match is not selected for one of the best women's matches of the 2026 or whatever. I'm not surprised if it won't be. I'm not saying it'll be selected, but I'm saying if it's in the category, I wouldn't be surprised because it was really good. It was really good. They did a lot of things in that match that was pretty dope. Um, but question is that her last match? That's what we need to know. Is it her last match? That's the question. You're on mute.
I don't know. We've seen some social media posts. You
Mm-hmm.
know, she posted something earlier that had a song connected to it that may have suggested this was her last match. And then you got Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair paying tribute to her on social media. So is this it for Oscar? I mean, she will be 45 years old in September. You know, AJ Styles was in his mid 40s and he's retired now. So I mean, could I blame her? No, because she's had a long, fruitful career starting in Japan and ending over here, where she was, for the most part, dominant over here, especially back in her NXT days. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think Vince McMahon really knew what to do with her, but um, in Triple H and NXT, she was the most dominant women's champion that NXT has ever seen.
Yeah.
So if it is, hey, she's earned it. She's earned it. Go ahead.
Nah, go ahead, finish, and then I'll say something.
Well, I was just gonna the match as a whole. I mean, I say it was an A+ match. It's going to be nominated as match of the year. It is going to be up there with the likes of Roman versus Punk. You know, it's gonna be up there at the likes of MJF versus Hangman. You know, Kenny Omega versus Swerve on Dynamite. It's gonna be up there with some of the best of the best.
Nah,
So
it
I,
was a
it's an
great
A
match.
plus.
It was a great match. Definitely an A+. It was a great match. Um, the funny thing about it is that we don't really know if this is going to be her last match. We don't know. Like it's like really up in the air, and it goes to show you this: not every single wrestler that you love needs to have this whole big dramatic retirement type of sequence. You know what I'm saying? Like some just want to retire in their own way and get it out the way and go about their business. Um, where would she be led next? No one knows right now. Um, she was definitely one of the most dominant, female wrestlers in WWE history. She was honestly, she's one of the very few that's been that was booked pretty good. Like I don't there's a few rare occasions where she was booked kind of but for the most part, her character was pretty much protected. Like, she's been booked pretty well for most of her career. Like, I can't really see one time where they really dropped the ball with her. Maybe a few times here and there, but for the most part, she's been booked pretty well. Like, she's always, I would say, for like a good 90% of the time, she's always had a title. Where it was the tag titles or the women's title itself, she's always had something around her waist. So she was definitely valued within the company. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Also, like you said earlier, I am glad. It was a WrestleMania worthy match, but I'm glad they put it on Backlash because we saw the times that you know the women in general got on WrestleMania on the WrestleMania card, whether if it's night one or Jade and Rhea on night two. So the fact that they got, I don't know the exact time, but the fact that they were able to go as long as they did and tell the story that they did, like, hey, I'm glad it got put on Backlash and it wasn't on WrestleMania, even though it was worthy of WrestleMania.
Yeah. I agree. I agree 1,000%, man. I definitely agree. Like, I'm glad they did what they did. It shows that basically they look at her in high regard. So let's see what story they're gonna tell. Moving forward as far as where they're gonna go next with her career.
And if she, like I said, if she is, um, she's earned every bit of it.
Absolutely.
Well, the show ends with the World Heavyweight Championship match: Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu. Um, I am personally, as you can see, got my Jacob Fatu shirt on. I am happy with the way this match went. Um, I'll start off by saying I gave the match a regular straight up A. Um, because Jacob got to show the monster that he is. That he got to show that Haku giving him the authority to use the Tongan death grip was the right call. He got to show Roman, I ain't one to be messed with. My name isn't Jay. My name isn't Jimmy. I ain't the one. You ain't gonna push me around like you pushed them around. And he put Roman through the ringer. And shout out to Roman being the star that he is, selling for Jacob, taking all them moves for Jacob. Because he could have easily treated Jacob like he treated Jay when him and Jay went at it before the bloodline was actually formed. He could have treated Jacob like that, but no, he put Jacob over in a big way. And this is not the last that we're gonna see of Jacob and Roman. I tell you that now.
Nah, listen. When he threw Adam Pearce over the ropes and the crowd went crazy, I was like, yeah, man, they definitely got the rocket boosters to his back. He about to look like the Rocketeer. They about to shoot him up into the sky for sure, cause he threw Adam Pearce over there. Adam Pearce taking bumps, and I'm not saying he never took a bump before, because we all know, for those of you follow his career, he's a former NWA champion. You know what I'm saying? The guy can really wrestle. He threw him over the ropes. I was like, yeah, man, this guy, he's about to, they about to really push him to the moon. And he super kicked one of the other dudes, and then he put Roman through a table. he put the tongue and death grip on him at least 3 or 4 times within the match. He left the ring. Everybody thought it was done. He came, he said, nah, man, you know what? Yeah, man, he's still breathing. Let me get back up in here. He slugged back up there. He was like, yeah. He clamped it back on him again, like Roman gasping for breath. He's saliva and spit. He's like, oh. I was like, yo, like, okay. I see what they doing. This is the Jacob Fatu that I remember watching in MLW. This is the Jacob Fatu that I remember seeing on the Indies. This is the Jacob Fatu who I reacted to a video where he picked up a human being, and threw the dude over the ropes, and for him to land smack dab into a cage. That's the Jacob Fatu that I know. That's the Jacob Fatu that I know. What else can I say, man? Yeah, they put on. Jacob Fatu did his thing. Yeah.
And like I said, shout out to Roman, because Roman didn't have to put him over the way he did. But I think Roman understands that he ain't going to be around for too much longer. Mm-hmm. And if you're going to put anybody over in the company, if right now, it's got to be Jacob. It's got to be Jacob. Because we know when that baby is born, which it should be right around the time that the baby is born, Jimmy ain't going to be around for a little bit. Mm-hmm. It's just going to leave Jay. And they've already relegated Jay back to the tag team scene. Mm-hmm. So it's got to be Jacob. Mm-hmm. And the way that Roman made him look, and bro, let me tell you something. When he popped up from that, what was it, a 2 count? Or not even a 2, it was a 1 count from the first Superman punch. I'm like, oh, yeah. Yeah, Roman's in for a long night.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they definitely did their thing. What you rated?
I gave it a straight up A.
Yeah, me too.
Only because Iyo and Asuka was on the card. Mm-hmm. If Iyo and Asuka wasn't on the card and it was somebody else, I'd have gave it an A+. But A+ went to Iyo and Asuka. But I gave this one a straight A. And it had time to tell the story. You could see the story being told between Jacob and Roman, how Jacob feels left out because when he was forming the Bloodline, he never got that phone call. He was an outcast. And that makes me wonder, is Zilla next?
Okay, so this is what I've been hearing on the internet and been reading, right? So they were saying that Zilla was supposed to debut tonight. That's what they said. He was supposed to come through tonight, and he was supposed to have some involvement in that match. Now, we all seen that didn't happen. I didn't see it. Did you see it? Because I didn't see no Zilla Fatu. I didn't see the main one. I definitely didn't see the main one in the vicinity. So they're saying that Zilla was supposed to have some involvement in this match. Now, I don't know what happened. Maybe it's last minute changes or whatnot. It has yet to be seen. So, and we still don't know who he was talking to on the phone neither. So, that there you go. So it could have been Zilla that he was talking to on the phone. And where does Powerhouse Hobbs play, a.k.a. Royce Keys? Where does he play in this whole situation? Because him and Jacob are tight. They're good friends. They go way back. So where does he play in this whole situation? Because he definitely has some involvement. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen moving forward.
Yeah, I forgot about Royce Keys playing a part too, because I know there's some people out there that are saying that he is going to end up joining up with Solo and the MFTs.
Yeah, what honestly, man, I don't even think that would look, for the love of God, I don't know whether you're using AI or not, I don't even care at this point, okay? WWE. But I just want to say this, right? Royce does not need to be in the MFTs. Now, if you want to add him into the whole Bloodline saga because him and Jacob got a close friendship, then that's good. They got a little bit of a brotherhood. That's good. That's cool. I don't care about that. But for the love of God, don't add him into no MFTs. Don't put him into a situation of a Jeff Cobb only to release him later on. Don't do that to that brother. You know what I'm saying? Let that brother forge his own path. Don't put him in none of that MFT story stuff. He don't need to be in it. You know what I'm saying? Let him have his own thing going for him. Because what happened to Jeff Cobb was messed up. I know we didn't speak much about it because the whole New Day saga kind of like hovered over that. But don't do that to him. Don't do him like y'all did Jeff Cobb. Jeff Cobb didn't deserve that. Jeff Cobb didn't even get a chance to show who he was as a wrestler. Y'all immediately added him into that mix, changed his name to JC Mateo, which I know already. He's the one that chose that. But he never really got an opportunity to like click. We didn't get a chance to see what Jeff Cobb could really look in the WWE ring, besides what they did with him and the whole mask. And yeah, that's another story for another day. But yeah, don't do that. Yeah.
Well, we'll see how this story continues because I think Roman might have a few more dates in May left, and then we know that he's off pretty much the whole month of June.
Right.
So we'll see. I think at some point the Usos are going to get involved just to carry the storyline until Roman does come back.
Right.
But all in all, I'm very happy with the way this ended because he ended. He looked extremely strong afterwards.
Yes, he
And
definitely
he said
did.
he was going to take everything from Roman. And you saw what he was trying to do tonight. He was definitely trying to take everything from Roman.
Yes, definitely. He definitely did look strong. I have no complaints. I have no complaints. See, that was good. That was good what they did with Jacob. That was good.
So it looks like, let me see here, because they've updated his schedule since they say he won't be there. I'm trying to look for it. And he's pretty much missing just the dates where they're going to be in Europe, the European dates. Because he said, because they're showing he'll be there on Monday, he'll be there the following Monday, and then he'll be there the last Monday of May, and then he's not, and then he'll be there Saturday for Clash in Italy, which looks like the end of this month on the 31st.
Okay.
So, and then after that, he won't be back until it looks like July. So it looks like they're going to probably continue this through Clash in Italy whenever, Sunday, May 31st in Italy is Clash in Italy. So less than a month. You got like 3 weeks between now and Clash in Italy to continue either telling the story or throw somebody else at them. But the story definitely doesn't end tonight.
Yeah, well,
But
I'm looking forward to it. See what's going to happen next.
But all in all, the show as a whole, because Danhausen's and Miz and all them brought the show down. All in all, they got a B. The show got a B, just a straight average B.
Yeah, show was all right. It was okay. It wasn't it wasn't what it. I really thought it was going to be a bad show. I'm just not. My expectations was very low. I'm not even going front. It was very low. I thought it was going to be a bad show, but it really wasn't a bad show. It was actually okay. So yeah, I gave it a B. I gave it a B. It was all right.
There you have it.
Yeah. So other than that, that was our review. I know we usually are long-winded on the reviews because we usually put a lot of detail, but this one was like hook, line, and sinker. That's it. We ain't got nothing
I
to
tell
say.
you what, after night one of WrestleMania, well, after WrestleMania as a whole, I'll tell you what, this PLE, again, outside of the Danhausen stuff, was a bit of a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, it was. It was okay. I'm not even going front. Yeah, it was okay. I'm not going front. Just as much like I said before, as much as we are critical of the promotions that we like to watch, we also have to pay acknowledgement when they're doing something right. So that's the main thing. So, don't be so critical all the time. If you see them doing something right, just admit they're doing something right. It's okay to admit if they're doing something right. You know what I mean? Because that means they're actually listening. Even though they pretend like they're not listening, they're listening. Yeah, but.
And the big thing was some ads. You didn't see that very many ads. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, we didn't see that many ads. I also think that has something to do with, this PLE not being as long as the others. So I think it has something to do with that too. But at the same time too, it is refreshing to see that they didn't put that many ads in this PLE. They just got straight to it. So that's a breath of fresh air, for the fans. Yeah. But other than that, we'll be back with another one. Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle Podcast. It's your boys, tag team champs of the world. See you on the next one.
And that wraps up another explosive edition of the podcast. Join us next week as the road to the championship continues.
Yo, Robert Mason here, and the fire in this arena is unreal.
And I'm Molly Finwick. We are the Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle commentary team, bringing nonstop action.
This is the Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle Podcast, your home for real pro wrestling talk.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, we the champs. Thanks for listening. We gone.